based on the interviews. with
Actually, that
people
works.
ahead of time.
Yeah.
That's right.
So let's do the 7th. All right?
So
We'll do May 7th.
Cliff
That
will be
makes
able to give
sense.
us input because he'll have
He's
already
doing the
interviewed
interviews
everybody.
anyway.
Right.
Okay.
Perfect.
May 7th then. We're gonna meet for the purpose of interviewing the finalist in the finance director's position and then voting. All right?
So
Good.
And that's with the provision that I can vote in absentia.
Well, you could certainly give us your recommendation, yes.
Yes.
Okay, anything else, Kathy, on that?
No, that is the update.
Okay, good. I think that the school committee meeting schedule, do you want to just go through that quickly again so we all have it?
Sure. So what just happened was, we will have a meeting on Monday, April 23rd.
Correct.
We will have a meeting on Monday, April 30th.
Correct.
We will have a meeting on Monday, May 7th, for the purpose of interviews. There'll be no other agenda items. We'll have a meeting on Monday, May 14th.
I'm gonna
We're gonna
ask
do
for a
the
raise right now. I am demanding.
We'll give you twice as much.
I'm demanding
Twice as
twice as
much.
much as I'm making right now.
3 times as
I
much.
have a request.
Yes.
Can we have our summer meetings at Cliff's house in Maine?
Summer meeting?
On the sailboat?
Okay.
May
is
I
that-
make, well, there's
Go
one other point. If you did not want to have the Monday, May 14th, we could go back to the original
The
date.
21st.
Yes, the
That actually
21st.
seems to make sense to me. Are we gonna need, for any specific reason, a meeting on the 14th? Otherwise, I'd say go to the 21st.
I decided it was gonna be the 14th, the last meeting, but.
Yeah, but I know that
Okay.
now we've piled 3 meetings in a row. That would be
Right, now
4
we have
Mondays
May
in a
7th.
row.
4 meetings in a row.
Yeah.
We can go to the 21st.
I think
If
it
I
makes
need
sense
to
to
bring
me.
something up on May 7th, I will let
Okay.
you know, but I'm
All right,
hoping not to.
I was gonna say, because we'll have 3 weeks between the 30th and the 21st, but if we need anything, but you can bring it up on the 7th in
Okay.
addition to the interviews, okay?
And I have one last request.
Yes.
That has to do with calendar. Barring any unforeseen weather incidences, can the school committee make June 15th the official last day of the school calendar for the 2011-12 school year?
I thought we'd get out like after April vacation or something. Snow.
We've been having phone calls about the official last day, so
And is that obviously fulfills all.
that's
100
correct.
I mean, time and learning,
Any objections?
Hours.
No,
Anybody?
no objection.
no objection.
That's great.
Okay.
Terrific. Terrific. Okay, so that sets the schedule. I'm gonna ask Mr. Bowers and/or the superintendent, or both, to report on the mask day on the Hill.
I would like to turn it over to Mr. Bowers, although I would like to just say that there was a document that has been distributed to you that Mr. Bowers collected for you called Confronting the Public Finance Crisis, and you had that at your place when you arrived this evening.
I'm totally unprepared.
Okay.
It's okay.
We had a wonderful day on the Hill. We had a nice breakfast. We sat and listened to a lot of folks who said all the right things in the morning session. All basically saying that schools need more money, and basically saying that there isn't any money available.
So you get the impression, Cliff, that we're all in the same boat, kinda?
Yes. And we're planning to go to Suburban Coalition's Day on the Hill, and we will do the same thing. But the importance of it is that we're there in front of the legislators, and they see a crowd that all have the same spiel, that we're unhappy with the condition, that we need more funding, and keep the pedal to the metal. And they basically come back with, we'd love to give you more money,
Yeah.
but we don't have any money.
Thanks.
So that's really what it boils down to.
Thanks, Cliff. Kathy?
Cliff did a very nice job summarizing. Of course, Michael Widmer is always wonderful to listen to. He's the president of the Mass Taxpayers Foundation. And he's just saying, stay the course. We still have a few years to go, but stay the course.
Okay. Thank you. Any other comments from the committee? All right.
Sorry, we can't say, oh, they're gonna send a lot of money
Yeah.
our way.
Next on the agenda is the school committee self-evaluation. I'm gonna ask Karen and Cliff, both, to again talk about some of the changes that we had all discussed to be made to the committee self-evaluation tool that we've been using, or we used for the first time actually last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go over?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
Hooray.
Go.
I can barely read, but that's all right.
Since Karen did the initial reorganization of the form as we talked it through. She did it on her computer right there and public,
Public session. I bring new meetings.
positively
to the
marvelous.
meeting. All right, so we heard you that this was cumbersome. And we made some changes to make sure that it was a little bit easier to follow.
The first thing you'll notice is the definitions.
Yes, we take
we
great
shortened
pride
them.
in redefining
Yes,
these.
I noticed that right away.
Actually, I changed it slightly because the last one was doing it well, and I thought, oh, this sounds like some kind of song from the 90s, so I just, just didn't want to put it there. But basically what we felt was when you're going through this tool, evaluating the school committee and our own performance, you need to operationalize your own definition, and having a different definition for every subcategory is completely unworkable. So we did away with that, like that. And Cliff's wonderful poster of all of the domains that actually he uses as wallpaper now in his house is no longer useful, but it is still beautiful, I have to say, printed in color. So we mapped these categories, because it used to have different domains associated with the original tool. We had reoriented our goals around some of those categories, so we kept the categories the same as those we use for goal setting. So this will actually make goal setting easier. Hooray. So the process for doing this is, like we did last time, go with your gut, comment if you want to, and I'll compile sub-scores based on average across all of the school committee members. Please commit to a number. Pick one. Don't put 3/4, because then I'll have to make the decision, and no one wants that, Michael.
How about 3.63 or something like that?
It won't work.
And we want these by the 23rd?
You want whole
Yes.
numbers?
Whole number, integers,
That makes it so hard.
yes. Because ordinal data collection is so
I
difficult.
know,
We have also added a category, NA.
Yes.
Just in case you really don't think that we should have that one in there at all, or you can't grade it.
Okay.
I looked at these, I thought that these were much, I mean, there's still maybe a few in here that don't apply, but I thought these were much
Good. Get
I
closer.
more applicable to what we're doing.
So please use the NA column as freely as you want, because the idea is to make this tight and really operational to set our goals. Because we want to use this and make that meeting go faster and make us more focused, so.
Here's the key thing, Karen.
Yes.
Is there any way that this can be converted into a document that we can complete on the computer rather than
We
having
had
to
talked
print?
about
As
that.
a matter of fact.
So that's actually one of our questions. We had thought about putting it just into SurveyMonkey and having those who want to use the online
Yes,
system.
it'd be much easier for me to just type in my answers and.
Yeah.
Okay. So that, going back to our schedule, Cliff. So, okay, so this would require me to do a little bit of work to get this done.
Alright.
So I need a couple days. So if I give it to you, say, by Monday next week, send it to those who would do it online, it would be me, Mike and Mel, and clearly Jerry doesn't use
No.
a computer, so.
Right.
And Cliff
I
would
can use
do,
my
Cliff,
pen.
would you do it on paper or online? It's up to you, I don't.
Well, what I suggested is that we just fill out this form on the computer rather than go through SurveyMonkey.
Yeah, but can you do that? I
Just,
think
just
you-
do the,
Can you
give you
convert
the
this into a
file.
live,
Word.
is it a Word file right now that can be, that the boxes can be written in or not?
Yeah, it's a Word file. You can
Yeah,
just type
just do
into
that.
it.
Oh, so-
That's easy.
All right, I just do that then, that's fine.
Then I don't have to program in it.
Yeah.
So Kathy can send that out.
I can, I have that.
All right,
And I just want to say, I would like to bring your attention to the timeline, because now that we've changed that May meeting to May 21st, the results would be presented at that meeting, giving
Okay,
Karen a
that's
little more
fine.
time to pull everything
Yeah,
together,
that gives
All right.
me
okay?
time.
Yep.
Hooray.
Karen,
Amazing.
how important is it, and are you looking for a comment on each
It's
one of these
only if you
categories?
feel compelled to
To
give
se-
a
to write,
comment,
okay.
especially if you put not applicable.
Yeah,
Just explain why that is. So for example, we took out all the collective bargaining.
right.
Remember those? They're
Yes.
just like they had no place on this document. So we removed those, but if there's one that you would like to be reminded of what you were thinking about during our open meeting, and then I will include it so that you can see it in the composite.
okay.
Ta-da.
All right, good. Any
Great.
other questions?
Thanks.
Good work, guys.
It's
Well,
all
you can
Cliff's
put that
fault.
comment right at the end. And give us a star
All right.
or whatever.
A sticker.
You can also use visual representations of your thoughts about, no.
Draw
really.
pictures.
Excellent.
You can.
Okay, and we'll do this, Karen will do a presentation on May 21st.
But it's due back by
Wait,
the next
Cliff
meeting.
will do a
Due back by the 20,
presentation.
it's due back by the 23rd.
She's pulling it together. I'll
Okay.
I'll give the presentation.
All right, bills and payrolls, are they signed?
Yes, they are.
Everything's signed. We're gonna ask the finance director to do a FY12 budget update.
Thank you. In your packet, you see the March report. And at this point, similar to the budget discussion we had earlier in the meeting, this is a point in time in the budget calendar where a lot of things come to the forefront. You have a lot of answers that you had to be conservative about earlier on. And we continue to get some decent news here because it's now clear that our utility budget will yield some carryover funds for us. It's now clear that our long-term substitute budget will, once again, yield some carry-forward funds. So it is those two areas that make us feel confident that we can carry forward a minimum of $50,000. And we're using that figure as we work towards reducing the budget that we spoke of earlier. We're hoping collectively to make that number even better. We're working with the special ed department now to understand what their needs are, and we will have some information there within the next several days. This has been a year where we've had great cooperation. You know, we speak frequently about how frugal we are with our expense budgets. The principals and the department heads really do a marvelous job trying to stretch their dollars, and it shows. So at this point, I'm confident that we're going to be able to help our deficit through the carryover, and $50,000 should be the worst possible scenario.
Okay, good. Any questions, comments? Nope. Kyle, thank you. Subcommittee updates, I don't think we have to do much more on the evaluation subcommittee, we've just talked about it, so we're all set there.
We have to give it a little bit further report. It was a very productive and a happy meeting.
I'm glad to hear that.
We enjoyed the evaluation meeting. We
Was happy?
also did work on the superintendent evaluation,
Oh, good.
i.e. basically said what Kathleen did was great. So,
Oh.
only kidding. Isn't it so beautiful? That was a segue
Well, I
to say
guess
that we are
we'll-
gonna evaluate
we'll
the
get the judge of
superintendent.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
And you do have a timeline that you've set out.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that later.
All right, we do have a schedule of subcommittees coming up. The policy subcommittee's due to meet on April 10th, which I believe is tomorrow, at 5 PM. The athletic subcommittee on April 24th at 12:30. NORCAM board meeting, Mr. Webster, April 26th.
Yes.
At 7 PM,
So
and the
important.
evaluation subcommittee on May 8th at 6:30. Administrative report,
None at this time.
correspondence.
None at this time.
Okay, and the schedule for the meetings is April 23rd. We have the budget hearing in the large group room. April 30th, we have a meeting. May 7th, we have a meeting, and that's the day that we are going to vote on the budget. No, not on May 7th, on April
No,
30th, we're
30th,
gonna vote
we're
on
on
the
the
budget. May 7th, we're gonna do the interviews of the finalists for the finance director's position and vote
Yes.
on that date as well. And then our next meeting after that will be May 21st. Okay. Anything else anyone wants to
Well, I
raise?
just mentioned, we do have a negotiation session on Thursday with the teachers.
Thank you, Mel. All right, if there's nothing else, ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Karen, second by Mel. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Motion carries.